So, no, I was going through your profile and I saw a lot of stats around it. So, no, if you can share, no, how to work on the consumer insight, because as you are also suggesting, it's about e-commerce and no, a lot of money is been spent on the digital aspect. So, how to work on the consumer insight and the research? One amazing terminology that I saw is there the persona mapping. So, share something more about it.
So again, consumer insights are of two ways. It depends on if you're a new brand or a new product. So then you just get to know that what kind of gap that you're bridging in the market. In those terminologies, you do a survey as well. But as far as I have seen from my previous experiences, survey do play a role in consumer insights, but not as much as directly talking to the consumer does. Uh, the second stands for that even if you have an established product in the market, but somehow it's not performing or is it even performing, then you would like to see that where it stands in the market in terms of competitive analysis. And then you do a consumer research again to get to know what your perception of the brand is. So I have been part of both. I have been a part of the first one where you are making a product from the scratch. Uh, One of the basic rules of any consumer insight is never to discuss the product that you have in mind, and always make your consumer very at ease, because you do not want to sound as an interrogation. You just want to know about their lives. What happens is that any product or any service that you use will always have a specific time in the duration. So let's say if I wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning and sleep at 11 o'clock in the night. So if I'm using some sort of products and using some sort of service, that will have a set of time, maybe 2 o'clock in the afternoon or 4 o'clock in the evening. Uh, so how do I basically understand what importance that that product play in my life? Or if I am using, let's say, personal care products, if I'm using food products, what kind of food products am I consuming? Then what kind of food products do I have a preference for? So in that case, it's very essential for you to make your end consumer at ease and try to understand their life. Just try to understand and talk as a friend to them. That gives you way more insight as compared to completely making your, uh, let's say, entire consumer insight experience as an interrogation. The second thing is also happens is that, again, when you are an established product in the market, but you just want to know the perception that people have about you, the similar thing happened is that you want to make your consumer at ease, and you just want to understand that what perception do they have right now in the market, and what kind of perception do you want people to think about, and then you see the gap. So one thing that, let's say, happened in sugar free as well, that a lot many people who consume sugar free has a perception that it's only meant for the diabetic people. But what perception do we want to make clear in sugar free is that it's just not meant for diabetic people. Anyone can consume sugar free because it contains natural ingredients, let's say sugar free natura, so, or sugar free gold. And also we have uh, a new product out. So we just want to say that it's just not meant for the diabetic people. Anyone can consume it, because if you want to cut down on the sugar levels that you consume every day, and if you want to, have a guilt free consumption, same with sugar free delight chocolates as well that we have in the market, right? So, and also, whenever you are doing consumer insights, when you come to buyer persona, one of the rules that you should always follow is not only getting to know your target consumer, but getting to know your uh, super consumer, I would say. And super consumer is someone who you really deep dive. It's that niche part of your target segment where you just want to know that who are they, what do they consume, why do they do that, and how do they do that. Once you deep dive, you genuinely get to know the life of that person, and then you're able to map them out in a very stated format. And then you get to know that, okay, this is the person you would like to target, and this is the person you would like to promote your product to. So this is how you go about consumer insights, and then, out of that, mapping everything in a single format.
Right, right. So, I mean, just taking cues here. So, can you elaborate a little bit about the super consumer you mentioned? So, what will be the advantage if I am into a mass category and you are taking it to the niche level? taking the priorities to the super consumer. So how it helps basically?
So, okay, if I am saying super consumer, normally what happens is for any business, uh, from the past experiences, we have seen that 80% of the sales, 80% of the revenue comes from the 20% of the consumers. Either they are the ones who are very loyal, or either they are the ones who really find the best value for themselves in your product. We would like to target them in order to understand where our maximum revenue is coming, because ultimately for any business which is existing in the market, having revenue is the ultimate goal. So for that, what we do is that once we come into super consumer, we just start asking them different kind of questions, that what do they like in the brand? Like if we have, let's say, sugar free as a brand, or we have any sort of a brand, so what do they like about the brand? What do they dislike about it? What do they prefer? uh, so this is something, their likes and dislikes. Also, we get to know about their purchasing decisions. That is, when do they go for their grocery shopping? Where do they consume their grocery shopping from? Is it online? Is it offline? And also genuinely getting to know who are they. So are they into some sort of as we decide, or as we divide psychographical, like what do they think about it, or demographical, where do they live, what is their age, how much do they earn, and what have been they working on. Also, you get to know what are their goals and their pain points. Ultimately, what really happens is that trying to understand what is the gap that a consumer wants to fill in their lives. That gives you an idea that how can your product prove as a solution provider to that person in achieving their goals and pain points. So that is what you do with a super consumer, getting to know what are their aspirations and what are their goals, what do they like to see themselves, or how do they like to see themselves, let's say after 5 years, after 10 years, and slowly and gradually how our product would get into their daily lives, and how it would prove to be something which is really relevant and important for them. So that is what we mean by super consumer, and that gives you a good amount of segmentation on uh, what kind of people can you target, how can you target them, because ultimately if you target those people the correct way, then your 80% of the revenue is done. And of course 20% of the revenue can come when you target the rest of the consumers. They might be loyal, they might be not loyal, but once you have got a good command on the 20% who bring the 80% of the revenue, more than half of our work is done.
Right. Nicely explained.